is
Oh,
it
we're
better?
live. Sorry, better stop. Don't ask it. Don't say it. We're live, Devin. Don't say it. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are having a good day. My name's Isaiah. That's Josh, Devin, and Ben. And this is episode. What episode is this, guys? 4, I think.
Is it
3?
No, 4. It's got to be 4.
Live, one
5?
recorded, and today is today. So I think it's 4 or 5.
It's either 4 or 5.
Either way,
Yeah.
we're this far and still don't have an official name for the podcast. So
Yep.
Yeah.
And hey, but today's gonna be it's gonna be a fun day. It's gonna be all Batman and DC, which has been extremely giddy over there.
Yeah.
So hey, but first off, let's start it off this way because the big thing is that the Batman trailer's out. It was so good. So we're gonna watch it real quick. Is that okay?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
And do we have to be silent or can we comment on it?
Well, I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna comment on it.
Oh, jeez.
Do we have sound?
If you were here in the pre-meeting, Isaiah told us that we would not be able to hear it, and now you're making us look unprofessional in front of everybody watching the show right now. Who just wants to see the Batman trailer?
Wow. Oh wow. Yeah. By the way, that was funny last week. I saw it.
Yeah. You know they can hear us though, so it's just a heads up. Don't get 7 vibes from this part.
I hope.
Yes.
Dude,
No, now that you mention it.
super 7 vibes.
Yeah.
We'll talk more.
What's in the box?
Well, not that part, but
Not that part, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
First image of Robert Pattinson as a Metaverse.
Robert, yeah, dude, I'm so pumped for this. It's kind of Edward Scissorhands looking.
And Guy Liner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, middle part, real nice choice there, Bruce.
Why's he writing to you?
We're just gonna stand in there. Trying to get shot.
Dude, that's supposed to be Colin Farrell.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is the price for your blind?
A very dark trailer.
Well, he is.
The hell are you supposed to be?
Oh, cool. I thought he was. Oh no, he's about to tell us who he is.
No, he's yeah, with this.
Yeah. That was intense.
Vengeance.
Can you imagine Batman with a feature and not coming in like
This guy's crazy.
I love the red hue on the logo and stuff.
Well, it reminds me of the cartoon.
Get out! Get out!
I'm not part of it.
That was. It reminds me of the old cartoon that they would show. I'm sure Ben knows what I'm talking about.
Yes. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
animated series?
Yeah.
Uh huh.
Hey, so were the question
it
marks?
is.
Is that a Riddler reference, or is this
Yeah.
maybe
Yes.
coming out next millennium, and they're just not
It's-
sure?
It's a Riddler reference.
Okay, I just thought maybe we didn't know the year.
So the Riddler is supposed to be played, and I can't remember his name, but it's by
Paul
Vinny-
Dano.
yeah, and from No Country for Old Men. No, There Will Be Blood. There Will Be Blood.
There will be blood. Yeah.
All right.
And-
So the trailer's
Really? That guy?
out. And you, what'd you guys
Not
think?
Daniel Day-Lewis. The
No. The same guy from
What's the Hugh Jackman movie where he tortures him?
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that guy.
Yeah. Man, Prisoner.
Maybe that's why he
Prisoners,
turned
right?
into the Riddler. Yeah, Prisoners.
Yeah.
movie was-
That movie was intense.
That
Yeah,
was intense.
He's attacking Batman because Wolverine beat him up in a bathtub. Yeah.
Yeah. Or a makeshift shower with only scalding hot water.
Yeah, that really made me look at Property Brothers in a different way now. Because, oh man, these home renovators, they can rig these showers up to do whatever they want. Probably not too many people watching this have ever seen Prisoners. Not the pleasantest.
I don't know. It was a pretty good movie. I mean,
It was good. It was good. But we're here to talk about Batman, though, right?
Yeah. So hey, let me
Alright.
ask you a couple questions. Just some of the obvious ones. What'd you think of the trailer?
I thought as a trailer, it was a masterpiece.
Okay.
The tone,
Devin?
it,
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
go ahead and tell me like if you liked it, and then what was your favorite part?
yeah. I think just it's not exactly a part, but just the tone they sent. I feel like they gave such a good image of what the film's gonna be I mentioned while we were watching it, like I got some Series 7 vibes. We're obviously going to get some investigative parts of Batman more. Yeah, no, I think that was really great.
Devin, what about you?
Oh, Ben's really giddy over there, but I'll go.
I'm making him wait.
Yeah, make him go last.
Oh, man.
No, I like it because the thing that I've been disappointed with DC for so long is that I like the darker, kind of superhero film vibe that they give off. They've just kind of botched it. My wife says Batman.
You don't belong in this podcast.
She was in the chat. I dared her to do it.
He was waiting. Yeah.
You know what? Wheel.
Oh, Ben is so triggered right now. What were you saying, Devin?
Is. To finish that thought, I like the dark vibe, and just a little bit grittier. Maybe I don't know, what's the rating on this? Did they say is this going to be PG-13, or I'd love to see
That's
a
a
rated
good
R
question.
Batman movie.
It'll most likely be PG-13.
Yeah, it's hard to make money off an R-rated movie.
When Wolverine
that-
finally went rated R, like for Logan,
Marcus-
I was like, yes.
Yeah,
But,
no, for sure. But I think that to Josh's point, I mean, it's not that it's impossible to succeed rated R like Deadpool and stuff like that. But both the Wolverine, the last Wolverine movie, and Deadpool had followings before. And there's just more money in like I'm taking 5 kids versus I went and saw it myself.
Right. If you look at top grossing movies of their times, it's all PG-13 stuff. And then you know what, like the top grossing R-rated movie is Passion of the Christ. So even in our R-rated movies, we
Like you said, previous following. So
All right, Ben, what about you?
Track record.
I thought that it was a good trailer, not probably a masterpiece. I think that the end was a little weird tonally, just in regards to what they were revealing before the big logo reveal. I think that it was surprisingly good amount of footage that they showed, considering that it was a first trailer. Usually you'd see something that is more along the teaser line, but it gave up more of the plot than most first trailers do. And I am excited for the multiplicity of villains in it from the Rogues Gallery of Batman. Man, this nerd stuff is hitting hard right now. Just a second.
One of the things, did you guys, I don't know if y'all follow New Rockstars on YouTube, but they deciphered what was on that card.
No idea what that is.
I heard about that.
It was so they just basic deciphering, taking repeated figures and stuff like that, and then in the context of the card, it's a riddle, and it says like, what does a liar do when they die? And the answer is
lies still.
Yeah, he lies still.
Yeah.
And so like it was just like, oh, that's cool, because to Ben's point, I think a lot of, and it may just be misdirection. We see that like a la the Infinity War, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like the what?
Vis-a-vis, is that better?
Nothing. Just
Nope,
keep
no,
going.
I'm done.
I'm sorry.
Misdirection. It happens. No, I mean, I don't know how much of the trailer might just be misdirection versus like, oh, hey, they may just be going ahead and not trying to hide a lot of it. My favorite part was the double punch.
Yeah, I like
because like you can hear the dude's jaw break, and like it's good Foleying, and it's like that's cool. And then he falls, and then he goes in for 2 more, and I'm just like, I'm here for this. I am here for this Batman.
I like violent Batman. That's the thing. I know the last 2 DC Batman films, or films that Batman was in, were kind of but I really liked Ben Affleck's Batman. I like the neck snapping, like the whole where you pull the arm over the shoulder and you just cram it down and break it. Like
that's a little bit more accurate towards like the later comic renditions of Batman, like they just because he's frightening, right? And so you have to have people with like scars and wounds to tell horror stories about this is what the guy did to me. Didn't kill me, just made me wish I was dead. Where a lot of people kind of went about Ben Affleck's Batman was just that he killed people. Like that dude's dead and he threw a grenade at that guy,
He definitely turned that guy's head all the way around.
And with Ben Affleck's Batman, along with like the Man of Steel movies and stuff, it's like they tried to do this kind of half commitment to a grim, darker thing, but it wasn't really grounded in reality like the Nolan films were, or certainly not what this one looks like. Because even in the scene there, I mean, it wasn't like just straight up super, Batman's a super ninja kind of hero character. It was just like, no, he just kind of beat the crap out of that guy.
Yeah.
Like, it was all one take. And
so this is supposed to be there's a couple of comic story arcs called Batman Year One and Batman Year Two. Clever, right? And Batman Year One was a source of inspiration for Batman Begins. And so this is Batman Year Two, where like he's still learning, still growing, but we get to move. So we get to see Batman still in his youth, trying to like get better, but we get to dance past the origin story that all of us already know. And so rather than a rehashing of, okay, we know what happened to his parents and how that motivated him, that might be referenced, but it's not going to be the thing that we potentially have to dwell on.
I have a random question for you guys. Which origin story is more overplayed? Batman's parents dying or Uncle Ben dying?
Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben for sure.
I don't know. Well, with Batman's parents, though, it's an especially like open and festering wound because of the horrors of Batman v Superman, with the
Martha.
the joint Marthas, bonding our titular hero.
You got a mom named Martha too?
Yeah, that just blows my mind. I saw when I saw that film, still to this day, I saw it when I was in Kazakhstan, so it was all in Russian.
Oh,
And when
I
that
forget
scene
that,
came
yeah.
up, yeah, which by the way, the Russian voice actor for Jesse Eisenberg, my friend was like, dude, his voice was so weird. Like, why wouldn't he talk like the guy would? I was like, dude, that's exactly how Jesse Eisenberg talks. That's how poorly this movie was cast. Anyway, though, when I saw that scene, I got the gist that when they both said Marta, because Russians don't like the thas in their words, I was like, that's not really how that happened, right? Like, they're really not bonding and stopping their fight over the fact that their moms have the same name. And then I learned, nope, that's what happened. Yeah. Horrible. So that's why I think that's worse to me than the idea of Uncle Ben's death being showed again.
Mhm.
I think that the MCU did a good job of we haven't gotten to that point. Like we haven't actually seen Uncle Ben die, because for personal reasons, I get offended when Uncle Ben gets.
Wait, did you just say that Uncle Ben hasn't
but
died in the
I-
MCU?
No, I'm
He's
saying that
already
they haven't
dead.
shown
On
it.
screen, yeah.
Okay, I was like, yeah, they didn't. He's gone.
Have they referred to it at all?
Kind of like in
Yeah.
a roundabout way, like how like it's been like a rough year or something like that, but they haven't like actually explicitly talked about Uncle Ben getting
Well, I
shot.
think there was a
So-
line in Homecoming where Aunt May talks about like it's been like a long time since your Uncle Ben, like when she's trying to date.
Yeah,
Happy.
the gravitas of Uncle Ben dying doesn't really fit in with all the Jon Favreau hitting on Marissa Tomei's character. Like,
So what they
not
did-
really what the MCU's going for.
Well, what they went for is they tried to make Tony Stark the surrogate Uncle Ben, and
Yeah.
so they Uncle Ben kind of helped him become Spider-Man, but now Tony
Yeah.
Stark is helping, like in his death.
I didn't even
Not
notice
the
that.
catalyst.
He died too. Spoiler alert. Sorry, guys. If you haven't seen it.
So, did you guys see that youth pastor that spoiled Endgame?
Yes.
Or no, he
No.
spoiled Infinity War like the weekend, like that Sunday.
Oh, that's
He
terrible.
spoiled it and thought it was gonna be funny. I know we're getting further from Batman, but like it was just
Yeah.
like, and like they like rioted. Like the kids were like, he thought it was gonna be funny. He could laugh it off, and they let him have it.
I remember real quick
Yikes.
on that note. I remember being at Bongiorno in Grapevine, doing like some homework several years ago when The Force Awakens first came out, and this was like maybe Thursday. So this is like the Thursday after it had come out. So it's been out for like 5 days, and I overheard a conversation. Fortunately, I'd already seen it, but they were like, "I just can't believe they killed off Han Solo." And they like said it pretty loudly, and I just saw like a couple of people go up from their laptops like, and you could just tell there's a collective sigh, like, thanks a lot, guy. It's only
Dude,
been 5 days.
worst I've ever heard was there's a pastor that spoke at chapel, I think here at DTS one time, and he talked about going to see Empire Strikes Back on the first opening weekend, and he was like in the second showing waiting outside, and a guy from his church came up and be like, "Oh my gosh, Darth Vader is Luke's father," and he sits there just like, what? Just spoiled right before he walks in. So we won't
All-time
do
great
that.
lists.
And we ask you guys not to do that with the Batman, even though it's not coming out for over a year.
So let me ask you guys this before we get to like regarding the trailer though. What were some of the other things that stuck out that you guys thought were really cool?
Probably that dude's collarbone.
Well,
that was good. I'm guessing. I mean, Goggles is Riddler, right? I mean, I guess
Yeah.
they could pull a whole. Somebody was dressed up and he's pulling the strings, or
Oh,
or
Ben's
whatever.
got a theory.
Ben's
Ben's got a
theory.
theory.
Okay.
Theory. And so the way that he's kind of got like all these face wrappings where you can only see his eyes and barely even that, looks like a really cool comic villain called Hush, which is like a lesser known one, but like had this huge like overarching story. And so he's like past like 15 years. And so if they brought him in somehow and made him the unexpected villain in that, that would be a really cool twist. Otherwise, they might just be going with a different look for the Riddler, which I think is fine, depending on what you do, because sometimes like you try to change up the look and you end up with Tom Hardy being inaudible. So
But that was awesome though.
it was. I loved it, but
Sure.
you're saying you don't want to bring back the Jim Carrey like bright orange hair and the green tights? Not a fan of that?
No, I honestly am not the biggest fan of Tom Hardy's Bane.
Really?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I was not expecting that we'd be in agreement there, Ben, but I'm with you on that.
I think that he did a good job with what he was told to do, but I don't think that based off of what Bane is like in the comics, that was a good rendition, because Nolan, he's trying to do the super realistic, like sort of vibe, and so rather than giving Bane super strength, they made him a pain medicine addict, and so it was a different sort of vibe that he was going with. And so I like the idea of like Bane in the comics. If you read the series Nightfall, which I actually have right over there in the bookshelf.
Prove it. Okay, now that he's gone. So
I like
Let's talk about the more artistic qualities.
well, no,
of the
I mean
film.
to the Bane thing, I think me and Devin are on the same page. I like Bane in The Dark Knight Rises because like where he may not have super strength. Nicely done, Ben. Like I think I love the fact that like his strength was almost mental. He like until he's not, like he's one step ahead of Batman in every way. He breaks him mentally, he breaks him physically, and he's just like that guy that like, oh, this guy's got my number in every
Yeah, I
which way.
loved how Batman wasn't in the Batman film. That was so cool. Yeah.
It's like
that either. I'm with you. But yeah.
Hey,
so
who
that
set that bat on fire when he came back? Did he do all that himself? Is he like
He did.
is this
He
superpower
did.
graffiti now? Is
Yes.
that what it is?
I haven't
yeah,
seen
I
it in a while, but I think the most unbelievable thing in that was his spinal injury just magically healing up in this like tortured prison.
So he does have, so in Nightfall, which is what that was based off of, he does have his back broken by Bane. Boom. But that's like halfway through the series. And the rest of it is
Comic?
him going to try. Huh?
So that's not a comic, that's a textbook.
So this is actually just the first volume.
Okay. Is that a collection?
Yeah. So what DC will do
Huge.
sometimes-
That's got to be 1,000 words.
At least maybe 1.5. So yeah, they will have like certain like series that are like moving in parallel with each other. Like they could have like Batman over here and Detective Comics over here, which are like both Batman stories, but they go at the same time. And so they were all feeding into this story arc called Nightfall. And so after Batman gets his spine broken, he asks someone else to take on the mantle of Batman while he's out. And then that dude goes crazy, named Azrael. And so then Dick Grayson has to show up, the original Robin, and he takes on the mantle of Batman to take him down. And actually, I might have that reversed. He might be the second Batman. Anyway, it's like a long, cool story of like Batman like coming back, but it like takes like a couple of years for him to do it. So not just a few months of hanging from a rope.
On that note, with like the whole, Batman going away and Dick Grayson taking over, are we all in agreement that if they do it right, a Batman Beyond movie would be sick?
I think
Like with
Bat-
Michael Keaton as
Michael-
Batman.
Yes, yeah, as the old
Yeah.
Batman. Yeah. That'd be cool.
That would-
I really
well-
liked that show as like a
well,
kid.
I would give another option, but for old Batman, but we'll get to that if we get it on the board.
On the board.
I want to ask something about back, particularly to the Batman trailer and movie. One of the big things with this, and kind of like I feel like the first thing anybody knew about this movie was that Robert Pattinson is Batman,
Mhm.
and so y'all know I am a Robert Pattinson believer. I think he's one of the best actors out there. Yes, I've seen all the Twilight movies to my chagrin. That is not what I'm referring to. He's got some great work in, particularly, everybody needs to watch Good Time. Same guys who made Uncut Gems, very good, but Robert Pattinson will blow you away. And even though y'all hate me for having us watch this, you gotta admit, his performance in The Lighthouse is pretty chilling.
That whole movie was very chilling.
Yeah.
No, for those of you who don't know, Lighthouse is a black and white nightmare where Batman and the Green Goblin are alone on a beach and the Little Mermaid shows up.
And there's a lot of
Only
farting.
in his head.
There's a lot of farting and a lot of let's just call it teenage
Don't
behavior.
do it. Don't say it.
No, Devin just okay. We get it. We're disappointed that we went and saw The Lighthouse. Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm
for
really
that.
not disappointed. I mean, I thoroughly
I-
enjoyed watching it. I had some great laughs.
You owe me $7.
Yeah. No, it was an interesting thing. But do you think he'll do a maniacal laugh again in Batman?
Batman does not laugh, my dude.
Yeah, that's true. But I do think Robert Pattinson will be. I'm gonna give you some hot takes here, and people who are watching, put in the comments your thoughts as well. I think Robert Pattinson will be the best on-screen Batman we've ever seen. I think he'll easily be the best on-screen Bruce Wayne we've ever seen. I am really, really looking forward to it. I think the tone of this perfectly fits into his vibe. So I want to get y'all's thoughts. What do you think? Robert Pattinson, best Batman ever, probably?
So let me ask you this though. I've got the random wheel queued up, and on here I have who is the best Batman. Do we just want to go there right now?
Well, no. I mean, let's just talk about Pattinson. Do we think he's
Yeah.
going to do good?
At first, I was like, when they first cast him, I was like, what? And then I heard like during like the coronavirus thing, he was like refusing to work out for the role because he was like, hey, if nobody else was able to go to the gym, why should I? Or, something stupid like that. And I was like, well, this sounds like this is going to be a total train wreck. And then the trailer came out and it looks pretty good. Now, I do know I've seen like multiple memes this week of people roasting him as, just emo Batman because of the eyeliner and the middle part.
If anyone's emo, it is Batman. Like, let's be honest. He dresses in black and goes to beat up people and stays alone all the time. So like
True.
In
Yeah.
a cave.
As long as he doesn't break out into song in the middle of a coffee shop, I think I'll be okay with it.
Are you talking about Spider-Man 3?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Terrible film.
What was that? Still don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, I mean, it's terrible, but
I-
also great. But I get what you're saying. Yeah, I wouldn't want
Certainly
the Batman to
memorable.
be like
but-
that. Yeah.
I have good expectations for Robert Pattinson. I think honestly, a lot of the times when you go back to like a superhero themed movie or something like that, and there's a weird casting choice, what usually ends up happening is that ends up being a good casting choice. Like there was a lot of criticism before they saw Heath Ledger's performance as the
Mhm.
Joker.
Yeah.
And then there was a lot of people who thought highly of Jared Leto's Joker before it came out. They're like, oh, he's going to be great. And then they started seeing pictures of what the Joker looked like.
No.
And they're like,
So that was one of those ones where because Heath Ledger had such an amazing performance as the Joker, I was like, how is anybody going to follow that? And then I saw the Jared Leto one and I was like, oh, that's exactly how you follow it. You completely stylistically change it and do your own thing. You don't try to do anything similar to what the previous guy did. And I was actually, I know I may be in like a rare like minority, but I thought that his performance was pretty cool. I liked the gangster version of the Joker. It kind of reminded me of the cartoons a little bit, but a little bit more of an edge on it.
I didn't
So
hate it.
I was a fan. Yeah, I liked it.
I'll debate there. I think that they tried a good direction. I think that once again, Suicide Squad is just a terrible movie. Like that
Yeah.
movie
It
is-
was, but I thought that that was like the bright spot in the movie was his performance.
That's how I thought of it. Yeah, those were the least
It was-
intolerable parts.
Mhm.
No, the
Joker parts.
Suicide Squad was their attempt at trying to bring Harley Quinn into it, and they succeeded. Like oh, let's make Harley Quinn a focus.
And Margot
though-
Robbie did fine at that. It was just the movie in
She's
general.
she's a good Harley
was
Quinn.
wasn't the greatest.
So that's a
But-
good segue into like just kind of spreading it out. I'm gonna list off some of the other things that because DC had that fandom event that had a bunch of other just a ton of other things other than just the Batman trailer drop. So I'm gonna just kind of list through some of these, see if you guys have any opinions or thoughts on them. One of them was Zack Snyder's Justice League cut that got a trailer. Josh is rolling his eyes. Ben is smiling.
What do you guys expect? It's
What people are expecting are a completely different movie because the whole story is that supposedly what he wanted intentionally or originally to happen.
I'll tell you what's going to happen. You're going to get the movie in a blue hue instead of an orange hue, and clips from the trailer are going to make it into the movie. That's what's going to happen. You will be thoroughly disappointed if you get your hopes up. I'm doing this. This is a pastoral act on my part. I'm trying to prepare you all who think that this is some kind of savior to Justice League. It's still kind of sucks.
I don't know if it's a savior to Justice League. I think we're going to get tonally a different movie, and that we're actually going to fill in some. Like you can go watch the Justice League after seeing this HBO version, and which is by the way a 4-part series wrapped
What is
in
this?
one. The Snyder cut. The Snyder cut's coming to HBO. They're doing reshoots to fill in some gaps, and they're doing it over 4 parts on HBO.
Yeah,
So-
4 hour
Watch
long
it.
segments.
Yeah, and
I'll watch
so I think that it'll be good. I think it'll be better than what we saw. If you go back and watch some of the trailers
High bar.
for, huh?
I said that's a high bar. Better than what we saw.
It's not a high bar. I know.
Yeah.
But if you go back and you watch the earlier trailers for, and even the earlier like ads for the Justice League, you'll notice that they made a lot of production oopses whenever they handed things over, and you can easily tell. Like there are whole scenes that are like referenced in the trailer showing Cyborg before he's Cyborg, Ray Fisher's version, and like you're like, where did all of that go? And you see him actually reference things in the movie that did not happen, and you're like, where did that go? And so there's a whole element that's gone there. But one of the first posters that they show of the Justice League is, I think it's like Unite the Seven. I think it's like what the tagline was, but only 6 superheroes show up. And so
I
real
never
quick.
saw that.
Real quick, I only saw the movie one time, and I remember being extremely disappointed, and it was so unmemorable. I literally only remember one thing about the movie, and that it was that Aquaman had some really bad one-liners about halfway through. But wasn't the story that Zack Snyder suffered like some kind of really bad personal tragedy with a family
His
member or a
daughter.
child? Huh? Yeah. And
What
then
happened?
halfway through the movie, somebody else took over for him. And I remember seeing the movie, and it's like, oh, you can tell like halfway through the movie, there is a total like change in tone and everything. And that was,
Joss Whedon took over.
yes.
And Joss Whedon did the first 2 Avengers films.
Yeah.
In Firefly.
And Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
And I think that was one of the things that was why it probably bombed so bad, because DC from the start, since Man of Steel, has been kind of going for the more edgy kind of dark tone. And then all of a sudden halfway through, it took on this like really generic, like discount version of a Marvel film where, like I said, Aquaman's throwing out these just terrible one-liners that were not even funny. And yeah, total tone change. But I get it,
Yeah.
Well,
And so, oh, go ahead, Ben.
Well, I think with one of the other big things that is a problem with it is you've got this sort of really convoluted villain, which called Steppenwolf, who is sort of one of the right hand guys to Darkseid. Darkseid is like the Thanos equivalent for DC, but he came before Thanos did in the comics. So Thanos is actually a copy of Darkseid. Unfortunately, because they didn't use Darkseid early enough, it's going to seem derivative. But Darkseid, like you see, like in some clips that they've revealed that they were pointing towards Darkseid. Darkseid was supposed to show up and be like the thing that they're building up to the confrontation with, and rather than Steppenwolf, but they decided to go a different direction on that. Had Ciarán Hinds voice him, but it doesn't look anything like Ciarán Hinds, doesn't look anything like that actor, and it's just bad CGI villain and very generic. And you're like, so what's his deal? He's mad at Earth because he lost one time. Like you don't know what his deal is as much. And so they did a very unconvincing villain, but hopefully with this, they're actually going to bring Darkseid back into the fray, which I'm excited for as well. Man, Anna, do you
just
love me
got-
though I'm this big a nerd? Okay, cool. Thanks.
You just jogged my memory, Ben, and I think this is going to make or break the film. So I know you said they're going back and doing reshoots. Are they going to do full reshoots and get rid of Mustache Superman, the CGI on it?
So I don't think they have to. I think they just have to go with what they shot originally.
Yeah.
It was the Joss Whedon reshoots that I understand that caused Henry Cavill to have to show up. Henry Cavill had to have the mustache for Mission
Another
Impossible.
role. Mm-hmm.
And which, by the way, he did a good job in Mission Impossible. Like he did.
I don't think I saw that actually. Yeah.
It was a really good one. Actually, I would recommend it. And so, yeah, because he couldn't get rid of that because he was filming at the same time, he had to keep that on. But what was embarrassing about that is, you had people with like low cheap graphic changing technology that they were able to do a better job.
Yeah.
On upper lip than Warner Brothers was able to. So it was sad.
So I have a question for y'all because we talked about the massive missteps with Batman versus Superman, Justice League, honestly, and I think it kind of comes from even Man of Steel. But now, like, to me, DC's in a really, really good spot right now in trying to be as eclectic as possible because they're saying right now the Batman is not connected to Justice League stuff. They have a Flash movie that's going to have Ben Affleck's Batman in it, as well as Michael Keaton's, which is very off the wall. I've only seen parts of Aquaman, but I think Aquaman was actually hitting something. Look, I know it was wild and crazy, but it kind of had a Thor Ragnarok vibe that was just like, hey, let Jason Momoa just be Jason Momoa, and let's make a stupid lasers on Shark's head kind of deal. So, not to mention the Joker, whatever it is.
Gonna have Ben Affleck Batman.
Huh?
Someone's watching the stream.
What?
Ben was watching the
Don't worry.
stream.
Who's watching the stream? I don't know. What you're
Oh,
talking
Ben
about.
had the Facebook video up. That's what happened.
Um,
I'm with you. I'm with you,
yeah.
Josh. I liked some of the things they did with Aquaman. The thing there, though, was the pacing was way too fast. I think it could have been a trilogy. I don't like when movies blow through so much.
Right, but that wasn't like the one you were really supposed to think and ponder on. It's supposed to be just bright colors, explosions. I mean, how many conversations were interrupted by an explosion in Aquaman? It was absurd, but it's funny. It works.
I think you're right.
The movie never pretended to be anything else, whereas Justice League was so confused. They had no idea what they wanted to do with it.
Yeah, I think that knew exactly what they were wanting to do with Aquaman. They're like, hey, can we just let Jason Momoa be Jason Momoa and then pretend like he's being Aquaman? Like that's what was really happening there. But they wanted you to know that from the get-go. Like, hey, you want to just turn your mind off and watch a really cool guy with a trident just kill stuff? Here you go. And the only thing that was missing was like him with a pint of Guinness. Oh no, wait, that was actually in the film. Sorry, he got drunk in the. That's right. So that's
Well, and so you combine, you've got the wacky, crazy stuff. You've got just the good stock, really marketable superhero movie for solo stuff in Wonder Woman. You have the artsy stuff and the spin-off, like the little individual stuff like Joker and whatever the Batman eventually turns into. And then you can have the Justice League where they do or don't come together, depending on which movies. You just kind of be everything to everyone. Even the new Suicide Squad is kind of a soft reboot. It's like if combining have you guys seen the teaser they did for it?
That's for
Yeah.
a video game.
What?
No,
No. This is a movie, dude.
this is the sequel.
Oh, it's
So
good.
James Gunn, Guardians
But-
of the Galaxy, he's doing it.
Yeah, James Gunn. It looks like they're combined. It almost looks, the only way I can describe it is like a mix between Guardians of the Galaxy and Tropic Thunder, because they're talking about it as if it's going to be an epic
Nope.
I, for one, think Idris Elba's a major upgrade over Will Smith, but
I would agree
in
with you
subbing in for that character.
Men
The only
for
thing-
life.
The only thing about that teaser is there's like if you go to it on YouTube, it's like it's the still shot that they use like before you click on the video, and it's like a great white shark with like arms, and
That's
I
right
really
up your
hope,
alley.
yeah, it is, but I really hope they improve on that CGI because it does
No,
not.
it does look terrible.
In my
Yeah.
opinion, it's bad.
Yeah.
So,
So, yeah.
Some
I
of the
think he's-
other things that they had at the fandom. Did you guys see the 1984 Wonder Woman trailer?
mhm,
Yeah.
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 What did you guys think about
I
that?
think they
Really bringing back Chris Pine. Like, do we like him that much?
no, he'll be gone again. He'll die at the end of it twice.
what I was gonna
So
say is, what did you guys think of Cheetah?
I think they shouldn't have. shown her.
Oh, ooh, yeah.
I
forgot
think
about
that
part.
I'm tired of trailers giving it all away.
Yeah.
Like we all knew that Kristen Wiig was supposed to be Cheetah, and we all knew that that's probably what she was going to turn into. But you could have at least given us something to be surprised about.
What do you think about Kristen Wiig playing a villain? Because this is giving me vibes of how, granted, a very different movie, but how the recent Power Rangers had Elizabeth Banks as the villain,
yeah.
which, yikes.
Recent Power Rangers film wasn't great through and through. There are some things that I did like about it, like how they made Billy the Blue Ranger autistic. Like I'm like, that's cool, an autistic superhero. Like word.
Oh,
I'm
dude,
about
I wasn't
that.
even paying attention
But-
that much. I didn't even know.
And
I remember that,
Yeah.
and so
But
yeah,
I mean, I just Kristen Wiig just kind of gives me the same, like, does she give off menacing vibes to you?
No.
Like, I don't know. Like, I can't get there.
again, I think that having something that seems out of character for the choice is really a good move because your expectations are low. And I think that there's a lot of promise that they can have. Now, sometimes
Well,
there's
but I've already seen clips of it, and it just kind of
It's going to be
makes
totally
my-
hit or miss. It's going to be
I'm
totally.
no.
And that's
I'm
how I
not-
feel when somebody who's typically cast in comedic roles transitions into anything. I feel like that's always how it is. It's going to be really hit or miss. Sometimes it ends up you're really surprised. Like I know the movie itself wasn't the greatest, but I felt like Jim Carrey's performance in that number 23 movie as a serious role, I was like, oh, it's pretty good. Same thing with Adam Sandler and Uncut Gems. It's pretty good, you know.
Well, yeah. So Jim Carrey actually
True.
has a good number of serious roles that he's done. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind being one
Yeah,
that
yeah.
a lot of people
It's a weird movie, but yeah.
And but then you also had Jim Carrey as the Riddler, and so that was supposed to be kind of goofy, and yet it was what
At the time, like today, it would seem absurd and silly, but at the time, I mean, I thought it was pretty good as a kid.
it was bad back then. Well, that's because you
Well-
were 5.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a very different Goofy than like Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, where
Yeah.
that was kind of like a menacing Goofy.
Okay, so I have a
Isaiah, did you have something?
Yeah, so Ben had mentioned just like disdain for trailers giving away too much. Like, do you guys agree with that? Because this was the second trailer. Kristen Wiig's Barbara was already introduced in the first trailer, so it's like,
yeah,
what?
so it-
Hold on,
her-
hold
get
on.
out.
So, but what about? Like, because I'm thinking through, it's like, yeah, I think initially my sentiment would be like, yeah, I don't want the trailer to give it all away, but I also think about trailers that I thought that, and I didn't feel like it ruined anything in the end, whether it be the other MCU films or stuff like that. Like, I think a lot of times, like as I've like thought back through trailers, that it's like, hey, you leave thinking like, oh, I know the movie now. Like, did that really, if we're honest, like, did that really ruin the movie?
I got three examples of where movies did the right thing by either showing misdirection with the footage or not showing a lot of it.
How many
do-
of them are Christopher Nolan films?
None. So
Oh.
one is Endgame,
Yeah.
where they intentionally didn't show any footage beyond like the first 12 minutes of the film. And I think that was great. It added hype to it and it let you still have like the anticipation of the
It
film. I
showed
think-
the approach to Thanos at the end, but for the most part, yeah.
well, in the first like trailers and clips, like you didn't catch anything. Like you just hear Thanos talking, like, "Oh, your failure brought you to me," and that's like at the beginning. Whenever they, never mind, don't want to give it away.
It's at the
for
end.
Anyone who hasn't seen it, and no, at the at the beginning, he says like you must truly be desperate or something like that. I don't know. I'm not the one who saw it 5 times.
Nope, the end. But go ahead.
Two is like that is Infinity War, where they actually had footage that wasn't in the final cut that they showed in the trailer to throw you off. I thought that was a good move. You got to have some action things to anticipate, and then you were completely thrown for a loop.
You're talking about the run-up scene, right?
Yeah, like
That's
you see
got
the whole
Hulk and everything.
Hey,
Yeah.
so you're giving a list of misdirection in trailers that you liked, but Isaiah kind of asked, like,
So,
when
because
did a movie
to that
get
point, well,
ruined?
I want to hear his third one, because like the first
Okay.
one, the first one, they did misdirect in there because like all of the deceased or missing, they put fake ones up there that weren't actually. But what's your third example though?
Well, the third one, I guess, is more of an example of misdirection, but it's Rogue One.
Oh
That-
gosh, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, like Rogue One had full sequences,
When they're
Like
running
them-
across the beach and everything.
and that didn't show up in the film. But I think Rogue One was probably one of the best Star Wars films that I've ever seen. I know that like some people are like, really? Yeah,
I enjoyed
it's
it.
better.
I enjoyed it, but it's just very different because it doesn't have Jedis in it.
It didn't have characters either. But
Okay, so the question still is, because I agree with you, Ben. I like those trailers because of the misdirection. I would say that like my initial assessment is like I don't think any of the DC films have that luxury right now. They're just trying to get you to come to the stuff. But then like
that's true.
you know the misdirection part of it, because even on the Rogue One, it's the reason why I think the Snyder Cut honestly is going to succeed, is because it's going to have the Star Wars effect. As bad as the film may be, the people have demanded it and they're going to get it. The episode 9 recon or retcon was successful not because it was good, but because people wanted it and they got what they got a fix for episode 8. But like
Episode 9 was successful because we all have an addiction of Star Wars like heroin, and we couldn't stop ourselves from going to do something we knew would destroy us.
So
That's why Episode 9 was successful.
And it
Of where it's a Nolan example of something that was not in the trailer that was in the film that was good was
A linear plot.
the Dark Knight. Whenever they didn't show Two-Face in any of the trailers, Two-Face wasn't in any of the lead-up stuff.
That's true.
And you only had the Joker. You knew Harvey Dent was a major role, and you had things that made you think, oh, maybe he becomes Two-Face. But
does that not do the same thing? That so is your issue when they reveal the thing that's suggested?
Yeah. Like Terminator Salvation, Christian Bale one. Like the plot twist is the dude from Avatar whose name always escapes me. Like you find out that
He's
actually
such a guy from that film, like, like I don't know who he is. But
he was in
And-
everything for 3 years, and then
yeah, they really tried to make him happen as an action star.
they did, yeah.
Did not work.
But the big reveal is that he's like a robot on the inside, and
Yeah.
and so like that's like the big plot twist, and they put it right there in the trailer, and you're like, why did
That's what ruined Terminator Salvation for you,
I'm saying that the movie
not the movie.
better had that plot twist been actually a plot twist and not something that they just gave away in the trailer.
That's true.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then I would, and I'm just trying to get there because like I it changes for me. Like I just try to appreciate trailers, but there are times where I'm like, well, I don't need to go see the movie now because you told me everything. But I'm trying to find that line that that you're talking about, Ben, where it's like, because I don't think revealing Cheetah in her attire or in her costume,
I thought it was Chitara.
whatever. It says Cheetah on this news article I pulled
Thundercats?
up.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Nope. All right.
Oh,
Oh!
but so I mean that's not a plot twist. Her being like showing
It's just something to look forward to potentially.
right. So
Something
what? So
that-
what's that? So what then? Like so then I guess like what's the line with too much? Like because then by that logic, don't show us Batman's outfit. Don't show us all the stuff so we can look forward to.
Exactly. That could have been an interesting move. Like, what if you only saw like half hazy images of Batman during the trailer, and you have to go?
Well,
see
Batman
them?
sells the movie, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or
but
what if it's like, what if you only saw like the nipple on the chest plate? Like
Oh.
the
I was like, what?
This
The
is on my
George Clooney
this is on my
Batman.
personal profile, Devin. Don't get me.
Sorry. If y'all don't remember, George Clooney's Batman had nipple.
Yeah, George Clooney.
Both Joel Schumacher Batmans had
They did,
questionable costumes and
Okay, so
particular obsession with close-ups.
let me just toss this other one out there so we can get back to Batman stuff. The other one that I think probably worth mentioning was Dwayne Johnson in Black Adam. Did you guys watch that?
I wasn't aware of that.
I watched. I don't know what any of that was. What it means.
A teaser
His
trailer.
Lightning Bolt looks like that one other movie with that guy. You know what I'm
Shazam?
saying?
Shazam, whose comic name is Captain Marvel, but for obvious reasons they couldn't call him Captain Marvel. They had they kind of referenced or alluded to Black Adam in that movie, where The Rock came in, is they noticed that The Rock looked a lot like the character.
Yeah.
And so they were like, "Oh, that's pretty cool. We should petition for that." And it's one of the one times where an online petition for an actor to take a role in a superhero film actually works or worked, and where like they actually succeeded in doing that. I'm actually more excited about not that there's a Black Adam film with The Rock, but that it's the Justice Society, which is like a precursor to the Justice League.
Yeah, let me name a couple of these that The Rock has actually teased, like in interviews. He's teased these people being incorporated into Black Adam: Hawkman, Dr. Fate, Cyclone, and Atom Smasher.
Wow, I did not read.
I don't know any of them.
Because I
Absolutely
I was
nothing.
like,
Ben,
all of
yeah.
them.
of course,
Yeah.
that's why you're here.
Are you excited about
Hey,
any of those
I'm
in
I'm
particular?
gonna step away and take a bathroom break real quick. Y'all keep going.
I'm
That
gonna.
coffee really hit you, huh?
I'm excited about the Doctor Fate in particular.
Oh gosh,
So Doctor Fate is kind of.
Josh, why'd you do that? He turned off his camera and it switched, y'all.
Am I Josh now? Can I say things and it's legally binding that Josh Offel said them?
All right, so real quick, so since I was Owen Wilson last week, what picture will we put up for Josh? I have my vote, but I don't know if I can.
Abraham Lincoln.
Huh?
Abraham Lincoln. Yes.
Abraham
Aberdorf.
Linkledor.
Linkler.
Abledorf Linkler.
Abraham Lincoln.
Averdolf, yeah. That would be my vote, but yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Well, I hope Zoom switches him back when he turns his camera
Real
on.
quick on the Zack Snyder cut thing, I do think it'll be successful because I remember me and Ben watched the director's cut of Batman vs Superman, and it was not near as bad. There was a lot that got cut that it was like, dude, that was a vital part of the plot. I don't know why they cut that. I mean, I guess
there was a lot of like exposition and there's a lot of like
there was,
dialogue,
which
Yeah.
is
but
important.
not
I don't know.
fighting.
So let's we were gonna, I know it's on the wheel, Ben, but we talked about let's start with this and then we'll go to the wheel. As far as theatrical releases, so we're not talking the animated series or the TV. I guess let's go ahead and include the TV because we're talking about humans portraying, like having to act this out. Oh, yep, it switched it. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it.
You're on mute.
How's
Steve.
audio's not
See what's up.
What is
Okay.
this system that just switches us around
Hold up.
randomly?
Well, because
Hold on.
because you turned off your camera, it bumped you to the end.
Oh,
And
okay.
see, Ben
Fix it?
Ben coming in
Oh.
clutch.
That was nice.
Wow.
Wow, I'm so impressed.
All this computer stuff is witchcraft to me. I don't understand it.
So okay, so we're talking, Josh, I know we said theatrical originally. Do you want to go ahead and include any of the TV adaptations? Not animated, but like
There's TV adaptations of Batman,
And
Oh gosh.
villains.
Yeah. So
like
Okay.
non-animated TV Batman.
yeah, but I don't think they're gonna win out. So let's just ask it this way,
Yeah,
and then
I
we'll
don't even know.
we'll start with Josh, Devin, myself, and then we'll let Ben tell us we're all wrong. So theatrical adaptations of the Cape Crusader, who did it best?
Who's
You know-
starting?
Josh.
Oh, am I starting?
Yeah.
you
I mean, I
don't
know which movies are the best, but
put Robert Pattinson in there just yet.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna. I'm not gonna.
Well, no,
throw
'cause we
Robert
haven't seen it.
Pattinson. No. I believe that's where he'll end up number one. I guess. Why am I blanking on his name?
Christian Bale.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, not Josh Brolin. Why would it be? Yeah, I guess he's the best. His voice can be really grating, though. But maybe if it's not him, it's Michael Keaton, and then Oh wait, no. Adam West. He's the best. That's the TV one. Yeah.
With the ball.
I like my Batman to be.
Adam West
Yeah.
counts because
Hey, so you know
they
what? When
did-
he said some days there's just not a good place to get rid of a bomb, I'm like, man, that is how some days are. You know?
So that's actually not from the TV show. That's from the film. So he counts.
So that
as-
counts.
What about the sad pill and the laughing gas? Is that TV or film? You know how he's like, we have to use the sad pill to counteract the laughing gas.
I don't know if I think that one's from the show. The one from the movie has
Shoot from the hip. It's cool though.
floating shark and the bat shark repellent that where Robin's like punching the shark in the
Mhm.
face while on his leg.
I've seen that scene too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, all of that is from the movie.
Okay, Devin.
Are we gonna do our this with the Joker as well? Because I mean, there's so many Batman portrayals, but I feel like even more interesting is the different Joker portrayals.
I'll give an unpopular opinion real quick about that. Like, I really hope we don't see the Joker in this new Batman.
Not this one.
No, I'm just saying, like, you just mentioned that, and I think we can talk about it for sure. But like, there's such a good like collection of other villains to go to. I really hope we don't force feed a Joker into this.
Yeah.
But
No,
nonetheless,
honestly-
yeah. What's your Batman?
My Batman. I think until this one comes out, I'm probably gonna have to go with Christian Bale. But my number 2 is gonna be the controversial one because I'm gonna go with Ben Affleck because I liked the dark neck snapping, arm breaking version of Batman. I thought he was really cool. I'm just gonna do a top 4. 3, I am gonna go with Michael Keaton, but then my most underrated number 4, and this is probably just it's nostalgic for me, is I really like Val Kilmer.
George Clooney. Oh, yeah.
Val Kilmer. I guess that movie has just a nostalgic aspect to it, so
Yeah, for sure.
I enjoyed Val Kilmer as Batman.
I would say, man, I'd trying to like convince myself it's not Christian Bale. However, it's Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually I know where Ben's going with his number 1.
You can see the grin just getting bigger.
Yeah.
I think I said it
Not
in
Christian
our
Bale.
group text. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben, who's your favorite? Who do you think and why? Who's done Batman best?
Kevin Conroy, and this is where I do a loophole. Okay, I know that it's not live action, but they did do a movie release for the animated film Sub-Zero, Mask of the Phantasm,
Mm-hmm.
and so it was.
Is that the one where Joker cuts his
based off-
face off?
No,
That's the Killing Joke.
This is the one where
That was a Hannibal Lecter movie.
No, this is where like someone tries to kill the Joker because like before the Joker became the Joker, they killed her dad. But Kevin Conroy was the voice of Batman from Batman the Animated Series in 1992, all the way up through Justice League Unlimited, and as the older Batman and Batman Beyond, and the voice of Batman in the Arkham Asylum games and various other films or animated releases. And he is like the best Batman. He was the first one to decide really to go even further with changing the way that Batman spoke. Like Tim Burton and Michael Keaton did it a little bit, but he was the one who decided to go a little bit further in like changing the way he spoke to where it almost sounds like two different voice actors at times whenever he talks. And
So in a list of best non-animated Batmans, we're going with the animated one.
well,
That's what I heard.
So he actually played a live action version of Batman recently on the CW.
Okay, and was
But-
that the best Batman portrayal?
Not at all. It was Christian Bale, Michael Keaton,
Way to stick to the rules, Ben.
Ben Affleck, Val Kilmer, George Clooney, and then Adam West. Adam West just before Val Kilmer.
Can I ask a question? Do you guys think Adam West gets as much like praise because he's like just because of I don't know the nostalgia and him doing it when he did it? Like I watch him sometimes and I'm like I really don't care for him much.
Oh yeah, for the time.
It's
Yeah,
praise.
no, I was complete. Yeah, I don't really hear much praise for Adam West.
I just hear laughs. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it is hilarious.
It's so bad, but
it's
I'm not even going to say like for the time, because I mean, yeah, there were other movies that came out around that time that weren't near as silly, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah, what about the dance scene? Like that gets me, man. He's so into it.
It's like on the same level of goofiness as like the SpongeBob movie, which is saying a lot. I mean,
Oh
like,
man, the memories with that soundtrack.
yeah.
Thanks, guys. All right.
Oh,
so
yeah.
so we
That's a good.
Ben, what do you have on the wheel today?
I have Batman stuff. Let me bring it over. Well, Pam. Oh,
Let's see it. Let's see. We'll do a couple of these and then.
Okay, well, I had the best Batman, and y'all took that, so now we're going with the best Joker.
Well, if
All right.
somebody would have read the group text.
I'm sorry, you type messages that are too large. Okay, so this one was going to be how to fix the DCEU, but now it is he a superhero? So thanks, Megs. We're going there. Villains that we want to see that we haven't seen much of yet or at all. Best Joker.
The Joker.
Rank the Batman movies. Fan cast. What role do you want to see? And who do you want to see portray it? And then Batman versus Superman, not the movie, but the debate: could Batman win in a fight?
No. Okay, so we're done with that one.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so could he win in a fight, and is Batman better than Superman? Really, is what it is.
All right.
I stick to my answer.
Spin the wheel.
Ben's gonna rig it to land on that so he can give his little dissertation that he's pre-prepared.
Yeah.
My district, read it in a book. Is Batman a superhero? Here we go.
No.
I told you, he rigged it.
I didn't do that.
Yes, he did. I just said he's gonna rig it. It's gonna land on that, and he's already got a pre-prepared thing that I've heard before on why Batman is a superhero and is better than Superman, which I'm
Okay.
sure you'll.
Well, then let's take this in kind of like a roundabout way. Let's before we don't try to think ahead. Define a superhero.
There you go.
Superhuman abilities.
So Tony Stark isn't a superhero.
Like how he did
hold
the
on.
gasoline fire bat. Oh, sorry. That
So
was
I got to backtrack here because I totally thought it when he read it. I immediately thought he was talking about is Batman better than Superman. I thought we were going there. So yeah, I'll say yeah, he's a superhero. If Tony Stark is, then Batman is too.
sure.
Sure.
Take it, Megs.
Yeah. She's not here.
Even
but-
though he has no superpowers.
yeah.
Right. Well, yeah. That's really the short answer to it is if you have to have superpowers to be a superhero, then he's not. If it's more like what you accomplish and sort of just like having the identity and like what you're trying to accomplish in it,
I
then
mean,
he
like
is-
vigilantism and beating people up despite, not having them go to court or anything. And yeah, hero.
Like
Yeah. outside
like-
the law. Try to
I thought a hero was based off of honesty, empathy, respect, and open-mindedness.
well, whatever. on
Diversity
that,
Day from The Office. Anybody? Ugh, how are we friends?
but Office is overrated and is not a.
Can we say he's definitely more than a hero, but maybe not quite a superhero? Can he be like a mega hero?
So
or like
there's an argument for that. They just either would say vigilante or anti-hero. And so because the method that he goes about this
Is
the method
illegal.
that- and potentially unethical. Like some of the stuff he does in the comics is like, dude, that goes a little too far. Like at one point he helps in the development of like a satellite called the Brother Eye, and it's like a very big brother thing. And he's like trying to like keep an eye on all other superheroes and like their activities as well as people for
Oh,
the
so-
greater.
Okay.
Well, you saw.
Like Cerebro.
Well, no, I was gonna say in the Dark Knight Rises, you kind of saw some of that with the machine that he asked Lucius to
Yeah.
oversee.
Mhm.
That literally pings everybody its echolocation for the world, or for
Yeah.
Gotham.
No, but that-
Question: how does any superhero get a conviction on a criminal after they beat them up? It's like they punch him in the face and tie him up and leave him for the police. It's like nobody would ever convict that guy. Like that case would be thrown out so fast. You can't just tie people up and bring them to the police and be like, "Yeah, he committed crime."
Never watched
Doesn't
Doc.
make sense.
You just
Okay, so I think
I
we're
haven't
all
seen
we're all
any
in
warrants in a
agreement.
Batman movie.
Fair enough. So I think we're all in agreement. Batman, superhero for sure.
Want another one? Okay.
Let's do it.
No.
don't land on the one.
Yeah, don't.
Oh, that's funny. He froze for a second.
Batman versus Superman. All right.
I knew it. I knew it.
Dude, he
I didn't
so
do
rigged
it.
this thing.
I didn't do it. It's divine.
Hey, Superman, not only in imagery but in basic capability, is God. All right, so
Okay,
it's
so
just
here's what I would say. It's less about trying to prove. I'm bringing in another heated debate that has been like taken to science, but it was the Superman versus Goku, and
I remember that. That was
Superman beats Goku.
Yeah.
And so therefore,
well, yeah, because he's God. So.
yeah. So I'm gonna say Superman beats Batman, but I want to hear why I'm wrong.
How many ways do you want to hear why you're wrong?
I hope you don't want to be convinced because it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this is social media. No one comes here to actually change their mind.
That's right.
So, that's true. Amen and amen. So it's really just, you're right. Superman is super overpowered, and the reason that they even have kryptonite, and I learned this from Jerry Seinfeld of all people, is that during the radio program for Superman that was like really popular in like the 50s,
He's the biggest Superman fan in the world.
he wanted to go on vacation, and in order to give a reason that Superman was sick, the writers had to create something that would like that would be a weakening for him, so that way he could go on vacation. So they invented kryptonite, and so that's the only reason it happened. But fortunately, because it exists, it's really easy to take him down once you have it. And Batman always has some on him. And most of the kryptonite, a lot of the kryptonite that Batman has was given to him by
Lex.
No. Superman gave Batman kryptonite in case he ever went bad. Because Superman believes in the comics that Batman is the most likely candidate to be able to take Superman down. And so
No one ever said Superman was smart.
that's true. Actually, he's supposed to have a genius level intellect in the comics.
You know what's funny though is like I know that that's all true. Yet
Oh yeah, he's God. I forgot.
Every single like battle you see between Superman and Batman, Superman's walking up. He's like, "Come on, Bruce. You know this is dumb. You know I could just end this right now." And then like Batman surprises him with kryptonite as if he didn't know he had it.
So there's a series called Tower of Babel for Justice League, where or it might just be called Babel, where Ra's al Ghul discovers Batman's contingency plans for the entire Justice League. That in spending time with them and studying them and being paranoid that they could go wrong, Batman has developed specific and individual ways for each one of the members of the Justice League to be killed. And so he creates for Superman a serum that like causes him to absorb the radiation too much from the sun to where it will actually kill him. And so the thing that gives him strength is the thing that'll actually kill him. And so there's a bunch of different instances in comic books where Batman does beat Superman, even without it being the whole like super slow thing. But, and this is where I'll go the last bit, there's a series called Hush, where Batman fights Superman, and he just says in sort of the internal monologue, the reason that I'm gonna beat him is because Superman at his core is a good person, whereas I am not. And so, like, Superman, because of his character, is likely to try
I
to
think
play
Superman never has to come across evil villains.
Well, that's why Batman is not just more likely to beat Superman, but he is better than Superman because morally he's actually superior, because Superman is never in any real danger most of the time. And so he just goes into it because he can. Batman is in mortal danger, so it requires more courage on a philosophical level for him to go in. And I read that in a book called Batman and Philosophy. This is how deep my nerdness goes.
So now that Ben has said that,
Wait, hold on a second. In the comments, someone asked about Bible Man.
oh god,
I met him
I've never seen that, but I'm aware of it.
in real life when I was a kid. Had a
Bible Man has a
Bible-
lightsaber, so obviously he would win.
Obviously,
What?
I met the Bible Man dude, and he signed like a purple cape
Right
when I
before
was a
you, right before you went to see Joe Exotic.
Yeah.
Exotic too. That's true. Yeah.
Could
Okay.
Bible Man and Joe Exotic beat Superman and Batman in a 2v2 scenario?
No,
Uh,
it
Tigers
would be
are
like-
included.
If
No,
they
they
were
wouldn't
playing
be
checkers.
they wouldn't be fighting them. They'd be fighting like Carol Baskin and a liberal. Like that's like they would probably have to fight.
Josh, worst place to freeze.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Oh my god.
Devin, what was
Yeah.
Devin? You were gonna make a rebuttal.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, so if Batman has contingency plans for the rest of them, then what's the contingency plan for Batman? Probably for Superman to just fly up into the atmosphere and then just melt Batman with his laser eyes.
Yeah, how close does he have to be to kryptonite?
So at the end of
Pretty
that
close.
series, Batman has to basically save all of them from his plans being enacted. And rather than taking any disciplinary action from the Justice League, he just quits and leaves. And Superman asks him the question. He just goes, if you have a contingency plan for all of us, what is the contingency plan for you? And he says, the Justice League is. And so he allows the Justice League to continue to exist just in case he goes rogue.
Good writing, but
Is it though? Is it?
It was-
Because
it
this
was-
is
it-
like starting to sound like why I don't read comic books and never have.
I've never read one either.
Yeah.
That's funny. So
Yeah. But we're forgetting, even with the kryptonite, though, Superman always has the trump card of saying Martha, and then it's over.
That's it. That's it.
So it's always there. And then they team up against Mongol Hulk version of what's that guy's name? The actor Michael. He yells really good and stuff. Why am I forgetting his name?
Where are we right now?
You know the guy who plays General Zod.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Michael.
Michael Shannon. Yes.
I will find
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
While we're on the note of Superman, I don't know if we'll have time for this, but another aspect of the conversation I was hoping we would get to would be the what are the missed opportunities that we've had for casting, and my top two votes.
Fantastic. Done.
Yeah, can we talk about that? Do we have time?
Let's do it. We'll end here.
My all-time number one would have been now I'm blanking on his name.
Great segment.
Green Goblin. Oh, Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe
As
as the Joker.
Superman? Oh.
No, for Superman,
I kind of want to see that now.
It would have been the Tim Burton, Nicolas Cage Superman that never was and
With
should
long-
have been.
That had long hair.
Yes. I would. Oh, I
So
would.
bad. See pictures of him in the Superman costume and for a
Dude, he needs-
screenshot test.
Yeah, he's still got the Con Air mullet flow going.
I hope you kept the accent.
Yeah, but yeah, no.
My
I would,
real name's Kyle L.
is there audition tape out there of that we can at least, I mean, the movie never got made.
I want to
but-
hear him like his Nicolas Cage scream voice with kryptonite,
Oh yeah, he's so great. What a missed opportunity there. But no, I was gonna say Willem Dafoe as the Joker. I know he was great as Green Goblin, but I would trade it in a heartbeat for a Joker performance just because look at his facial structure. It's perfect. And he already has like the creepiest laugh in Hollywood. He's genuinely terrifying. And so I think I mean, literally paint his face white and boom, there you go.
See, I disagree because you're gonna compare his Joker to his Green Goblin, and so if you have something that's so similar and so close, which is one of the reasons why you want to see it, then it's just gonna falter.
What if he was more like his character? And I know you guys are going to hate me for going back to this movie, but The Lighthouse. That was kind of a crazy, goofy,
does
menacing.
If he does his character from The Lighthouse, he'd be a better Penguin than a better Joker.
Oh, what if we
Oh.
get another Robert Pattinson, Willem Dafoe performance? Man, I'd watch that.
Dude, hold on. If that's the sequel, like I would be all about it.
All about it, yeah.
Am I freezing up again?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
It's a little bit better still
Ah,
this
stupid.
time, though. It's just a very generic smile.
So your fan cast is Willem Dafoe as a Joker. Well, here's the thing:
Sure.
if they bring in the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, Willem Dafoe could conceivably be an old man version of that.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. So I don't know. I think it's a missed opportunity because Willem Dafoe is pretty old now. But yeah, if you're ever gonna do like an old man Joker, man, he's right there. Perfect for it.
Who you
Anybody
guys-
else got one?
I don't
Who
really know DC too well.
was
So.
it who said
No, it
Brian-
doesn't have to be DC. Just any character that's
okay.
perfect for a superhero role. Or
Still.
I haven't given it enough thought, really. Of all the nerd things that I could have given thought to, this is where I failed.
I would say the only thing I would say is if like as he gets older, I would love to see like Tom Welling come back and play like an older version of.
Oh, Little Superman.
yeah,
He did.
Yeah, I know.
They had-
I'm saying if they go and redo like a Batman v Superman, like from like the what's the guy's name that did the graphic novel, Frank something.
Frank Miller.
Yeah, Frank Miller. His graphic
Yeah,
novel,
that-
like where they have like I think just an old Tom Welling will be a great like Superman to whoever they get for old Batman.
No, I like actually what they did because they did a 2-part animated film of that series, and they had Peter Weller, who was the original RoboCop, and he voiced Batman in that. He did a killer job.
It'd be sweet.
Wow, I'm so nerdy.
Or what is-
All right, Ben, it's your job to
Hey,
do the your job to do the
My
sign off
internet's
today.
done, so we might.
All I have to say is, if you nerd boldly. So wherever that is, have a good one, and I don't know, go to Smoothie King today, $5 Friday.